lately, everyone's been asking,
Is motovlogging good?
yes!
That's all, folks.
Now that we've got that settled, let's talk about the subject of this motovlog. Or should we now call them mobile discussions? You're welcome. Face reveal versus non-face reveal. There are arguments on both sides, and all are valid, and that's not what this is about. I'm going to discuss the non-face reveal, folks, and an interesting aspect they may not have thought of, and that is the advantage of anonymity, especially when it revolves around natural judgment that we all make about someone's appearance. And I'm talking in both directions. You know, ugly, good looking, your skin tone, maybe even your gender, although you can usually tell from someone's voice. But we all do it. When you don't face reveal, there is somewhat of an opportunity to have your voice heard more, your content, your outlook, your views, your opinions, without having the extraneous part of someone judging your looks. Yo, then let's get right down to it. You hear somebody, you listen to them, and then suddenly you discover they're ugly and fat. Well, do you now change your opinion of everything they discussed based on their appearance? I think in many cases we do. You know, when I first saw a shade tree surgeon, hey, big fun-loving guy, and then he started doing his talking head stuff, and I'm like, damn, this dude is smart. And so I have to admit, I had a little bit of a preconception that he was, you know, just a beer-drinking biker guy. And there's definitely a lot more to shade tree surgeon than that. Trust me, he's a very smart man. Arson rides, never seen his face. Funny, love him. If you ever saw his face, would it change your view of him? So, you know, please comment. Let me know what you think. But we as a society, especially in this youth and beauty obsessed world we live in nowadays, we will make assumptions based on looks. Try to avoid it, say that we don't, do the best we can, and that's all good, but it's just something we do. So motovloggers that don't face reveal, they don't worry about that. If you don't face reveal, we try to figure it out anyway. To me, and maybe to others, Psycho Cruiser sounded like a black dude. Then he was holding up a product one time and he was white. And obviously it doesn't make any difference one way or the other, but we still tried to pin him down. You know, I often wonder, how do blind people prejudge someone? Or do they? I mean, there's certain traits, characteristics that the sighted would have to explain to the blind if you were to teach them our biases and prejudices based on someone's looks. So is it in our DNA to judge people based on their looks? I mean, to a certain extent, yes. Obviously, you know, the drive to reproduce. Well, you know, just like the male bird with the showy feathers and etc., etc., and all the various criteria for attractiveness. That's going to be part of it. It's just the way it is. But if we're talking the higher level, the intellectual, in which we're discussing things other than what require our appearance to be germane to the conversation, do those that don't face reveal have that advantage? I'm an older motovlogger, and obviously if you see my mug, you can tell. Does that preclude me from getting huge numbers of young subscribers? Maybe it does. And hey, what am I going to do about it? You know, I never worry about, oh, I'm not 20 anymore. So I don't worry about, you know, the way things are, because what are you going to do about it?
And that concludes our broadcast day.
Like and subscribe.